Welcome to Screen Riot. This commissioned review is One Cut of the Dead, a horror film from 2017. This episode will contain major spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, it's available to stream on AMC Plus and Shudder. So go check it out and come back to the podcast because this is Screen Riot. Welcome to Screen Riot, the podcast where we review a movie chosen entirely by fate. I'm one of your hosts, Justin, and alongside me are my co-hosts, Eddie, Kyle, and John, and this is a special episode where we will be reviewing a commission from one of our listeners. If you'd like to commission one of your own from us, head over to screenriot.net and click on support to learn how you can do so. With that being said, this commission comes from Arthur P., and his commissioned movie is 2017's horror film One Cut of the Dead. Arthur writes into us, Eddie may not have seen this meta movie. Aspiring filmmakers might enjoy the low-budget shenanigans.
I like how even the second commission movie is about Eddie.
Yeah, I get a feeling.
I'm seeing a theme.
That's what I say. I get a feeling it's just going to be, how can we torture Eddie this time? Yeah. Yay.
I'm okay with it.
If you want
me
to support
too.
Screen Riot and also kick me in the nuts, feel free to go to support at screenriot.net.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll pay money for that.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you?
It's like the worst kind of clown throwing. What is that game where you like try and sink the clown at the carnival? It's like
Oh,
the
yeah,
worst,
Dunk Tank.
Dunk Tank. Yeah, it's like the worst version of that. Just, hey, watch this, da-na-na, right in the nuts every
Nice.
time. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your commission, Arthur, and hopefully we do the movie justice.
Yeah. I actually quite liked it after the first 37 minutes.
Yeah,
But
we'll get into that.
let's go for it.
So what exactly is this all about? So things go badly for a hack director and a film crew shooting a low-budget zombie movie in an abandoned World War II Japanese facility where they are attacked by real zombies.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So the movie's an hour and 35 minutes long. It's not rated, and it's directed by, God help me, Shin'ichiro Ueda.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
Ooh,
Was that
That's
good?
pretty good.
that was probably pretty good, yeah. I
think
mean,
that
I have
was
no
pretty
clue.
good.
I don't speak Japanese,
Yeah.
and
I mean, it looks like when I typed this out, it looks like I just fell asleep on the keyboard. So hopefully I'm saying that correctly.
Makes me want to go, hey.
okay.
So anyway,
This is the woke segment on the show, I think. Or no, it's not. Go ahead.
No.
so I looked up Ueda. He doesn't have really too much. He's basically just a mainstay of Japan over there. He started making movies, I think it was around 2015, 2014, so he's relatively new. This is probably like his fifth project that he's done, so that's pretty cool, actually.
Not bad for your fifth project or close to your starting of your career, pretty much.
Because I did look into the budget, which I won't say what it is, but just because I was really curious, so I do know it was a successful film. I'll say that.
Well, dang, you just ruined it.
Well,
Good job.
not really.
One thing that Kyle's good at.
Yeah, I
on
know.
the show.
I have one
He has
job
one
during this whole
job.
show. One job.
You can still surprise us all.
Okay, good.
Okay, so let's talk Oscars real quick so I can take Justin's jokes.
None.
And we're back. Go ahead.
Well,
Jesus.
okay, well, let's just go ahead and get into this, because it's not really complicated, but... So, we open up with a girl being eaten by a zombie, and we hear the director from off-screen, he yells, cut, and the director isn't pleased with how the shoot's going, and verbally berates the girl, and just flat-out slaps the male actor.
Yeah,
which
pretty much.
was kind of odd. So, Eddie, when we first got this commission, and you were saying you were trying to watch this...
Yes.
How far did you get into the movie before you had to stop?
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
Did anybody else have to pause the movie or stop during this first segment?
No, I didn't stop, but I did comment. I did make a comment to myself of going, "Oh, this is going to be rough.
Yeah.
This is going to be a rough ride. I better buckle in and just take it. Just go for it."
I stopped it. I walked out of my screening room, looked at my wife and went, "This is horrible." Got a drink.
Oh, drink. Okay.
And went back to the room
Oh man, no wonder you liked it.
to settle in for the long haul.
Yeah. So the first 37 minutes is kind of a gimmicky thing where the movie is just atrocious, and I can't think of any other word for it. It has bad acting, the camera work just sucks, the audio is terrible.
There's a lot of dead air
Yeah,
type
a
thing
lot
where
of
characters were just kind of standing around what do we do?
Yeah, exactly. And but the gimmick of it is that it's all shot in one take. The whole 37 minutes of this. So I'm not going to go over like everything that happens in it, but basically what happens is the crew is filming a movie, and then out of nowhere a real zombie appears and starts attacking the crew.
Right.
And then for the rest of the 30 minutes or whatever, it's the crew fighting back. Mainly the main actress, which I don't have her main name here.
Hottie McCutie butt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, you see it go up the stairs 3 times
at least
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this whole one cut thing, I thought it was really, I mean, for a really low budget film, I thought this was a really good attempt at doing a one shot thing. Just because, I mean, I don't know, 37 minutes or roughly 37 minutes is a long time to run a camera to actually have a full-fledged story be, thrown out there. So, I mean, just for that, I thought that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good.
No,
it was a valiant effort. Now, cinematography wise, it's like, okay, that's talent. Behind the scenes wise, that's talent. On air talent for this 37-minute film is not good.
That's what I was meaning by
At
good.
all.
It's like it's impressive that you were able to continue on for that long.
Yes. Okay, let me say this. With all the love in the world to you, Kyle, the 37 minutes was the worst type of filming.
Right.
Like, I couldn't figure out, when I thought that was the movie, okay, I couldn't figure out whether or not the cameraman was a person in the movie.
Yeah.
Like the cameraman
Because they
was...
kept looking right at the camera and talking to him.
There's that problem.
Yeah.
Then there's also the problem of you actually see a hand wipe the lens at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit how great of a low budget film you're making. If your cinematographer sticks their hand to the lens and wipes it off, that's not a good job.
The show must go
not
on.
a good job. But we don't know that yet.
Well, I know,
we
but
aren't to that portion
but
yet.
If they are actually out there to make a one take show, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to be like, oh, hey, stop, we got to stop this one cut objective and to wipe off my lens. No, it's all raw. Like everything that you see is just going out there and getting at it.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. I just thought it was and the shakiness. I couldn't get past the shakiness. I was like, find a tripod somewhere. You just gotta get a tripod.
All I know is you see, we've seen the difference between like 1917, right, where they have very, very long extended shots. Well, they have cranes, they have like ropes and all that kind of stuff, drones, whatever.
Right.
Stabilizations galore. Yeah, they're out there making a cinematic masterpiece.
True.
This is shot with like a very cheap either
HD
DSLR
camera.
or an HD cam, So I don't know. I thought it was pretty impressive. It's an impressive feat.
Well, I mean, like 1917, since you mentioned that, I forget when we reviewed that, we were talking about the longest shot that they did. They went through the story and said, okay, we can find cuts here, 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 and here.
Right.
And there's something like 30 cuts or something like that throughout the movie. And I think their longest shot is like 9 minutes, if I remember correctly, or 8 minutes or something.
Yeah, like 8.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Around there.
Which took literally months to choreograph.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Months.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie, it may have taken a while to do.
2 days.
2 days?
2 days.
No way.
Yeah.
That's how long it took to choreograph?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So they actually,
That's incredible.
According to one of the actresses, the actresses, or the actors, I should say, actually got it right completely on the second take.
Wow.
But there was a camera malfunction on the second take where they had to stop and do it again.
You had to start all over.
Yeah, but I think they finally got what they needed after the second day of doing it.
42 takes.
I don't know exactly how many takes.
I say that because that's how many is in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they had to
that's
take 42 takes of the zombie being.
the
Gotcha,
zombie, yeah.
gotcha.
Of her yelling.
Yeah, but of course, over the course of 2 days is what it took them to film the 37-minute one taker.
Wow, that's impressive. I mean,
The whole movie was shot in 8 days.
Wow. See, to me that's impressive to do.
Yeah. So
But-
we're dancing around the whole twist thing. So obviously spoilers galore here, but after the first 37 minutes, if you're still watching the film at this point,
Right.
Now, I'm going to have to say, I laughed a lot
during the opening film.
during the opening film. Once I realized, once I settled down, I'm like, okay, look, I'm just going to embrace it.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
And when the director
That's because you had a drink.
Yeah.
when the director is knocking on the door and he's going, "Let me in. I'm all alone. There's no zombies out here with me." And they open the door and he throws a zombie at them and yells, "Action!"
Action!
That was hilarious. And then they followed the comedic three time rule, and they did it 2 more times, which I laughed every time. It was hilarious.
Yeah, but we're dancing around the whole plot reveal. So basically, the 37 minutes is just this really awful one-take movie that gets shot. It ends with the final shot is like a crane shot going up into the air.
Yeah.
With, on a girl standing in front of like a blood pentagram thing.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And then credits, in Japanese just start scrolling across the screen.
And
right?
that was definitely a WTF moment for me.
Yeah, especially because the credits last a minute, 2
It's
minutes.
it's like a full-fledged credit scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? Is this it?
Yeah, I had the same exact reaction.
Yeah.
When that started happening, I'm like, okay, I know this movie's like an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
Why is
I prayed to the blood pentagram gods that was actually all that had that's all this movie wrote. But no, of course
No,
not. Back
didn't.
into the fray.
Yeah.
Kept going.
And then it come to find out this whole 37-minute thing was a fake, completely fake, and these weren't actually real zombies attacking a film crew while making a horrible zombie movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So then we get so it fades out, and then we get a title card that says 1 month earlier.
Yeah.
And now we're basically following that director that John mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And he basically what happens is there's a horror channel, I guess, that's trying to start off, and the 2 producers from that channel come to this director and they want to say, hey, we want a great, awesome, attention-getting thing
Zombie
for
movie.
our new channel.
Yeah.
So, which they have, it's kind of an interesting idea. They want to make the movie, they want to broadcast the movie live while it's filming. So it's kind of interesting.
I guess, it makes sense from like like an executive producer mindset of going, oh, this would be really cool. But they don't really understand how difficult that feat would be, how difficult a 30-minute spot on TV, one take, is actually. And they go to this, what they say, hack director.
Yeah.
So they go to this nobody that does shit work, and they expect him to do a full 30-minute pilot of like just a one-cut zombie show. What are you trying to do? Like, are you really trying to just make him dig his own grave just to get him out of the scene? Or are you trying to uplift him? Like, I didn't know what was going on at that point.
Well, and then at that point, whenever they were talking to him, the skinny, short, older
skeleton lady looked so creepy that I'm thinking, okay,
they're actually. She's actually a witch or something, and the zombies were still real for me at this point. The zombies were still real. It's like, okay, so she actually, this is just a ploy.
Got you.
Like there's no zombie channel.
So she's like the mastermind.
That's
like
what I'm thinking. Yeah, because she. Oh man, she was creepy. She was the creepiest thing of the whole film.
John's making up a whole different movie.
I know.
Here. Yeah. You know what, John? I can appreciate it. Justin writes better movies than we watch half the time anyway. So
well, it's almost like The Deadliest Game. Right, so she's probably like this rich, billionaire or something like that. That it would be
and
funny.
She wants to broadcast it.
It would be funny to watch these people actually be, eaten by zombies. Ha! Wouldn't that be funny? Yes.
And then she cuts to her casting a spell and zombies coming up out of the ground.
Right?
I like it.
Make it
It's a better movie.
It could be a better movie.
That's an actual horror movie as opposed to what we watch.
Yeah, it would be like a mix between The Deadliest Game and Hunger Games.
Yeah.
That's like broadcasted out and all that stuff.
Well, I was going to say, like you're talking about, it's this weird thing where they're going to make a movie, they're going to broadcast a movie live or whatever. I'm like, minus the zombies, it's the plot of Scrooge at that point. That's what they were doing in Scrooge was broadcasting live the story, A Christmas Story, live. So, that's not that unheard of, I guess, to broadcast a movie live, quote unquote. It was more that they wanted to do it in one take. I thought that was the odder
with one camera, one take, because you didn't have multiple cameras.
Yeah,
right,
one camera, one take live. That's definitely definitely takes skill.
Yeah.
However, they could still make it steady and not wipe the goddamn lens in the middle of the movie. I'm just saying.
Come on.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so without the wiping off of the lens,
it was still awful.
and if it had a steady cam,
listen,
what would you think?
The second half of this movie, Act 2 and 3,
yeah,
make it make the movie at the beginning
Yeah.
10 times better.
Oh yeah, that's what
the
I'm
point.
looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not great. I mean, I'm just saying. I've seen student films with more skill. That's all
Yeah.
I'm going to say. But the second half was good. It
Yeah.
made it okay. You
Right.
know what I mean? It made it better, I should say.
Well, and the contrast between the two halves.
Well, it
is-
actually makes it comedy. Like, okay, I'm going to skip ahead a
Yeah.
little bit with where you're at. So they have the drama between the mother and the daughter and the husband and all that stuff. And
Which I hated.
I could care less.
Yeah,
And
I could skip that.
It was necessary because the daughter comes back and half the shit they talk about is important, but whatever.
Eh.
And then they have back and forth of everybody getting ready and the readouts in the rooms.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Which we find
Again,
out a lot about the characters at that point.
Right.
we
Yeah.
do, yeah, but I could still kind of leave it. I do think the conversation between Hoshota, or whatever, the
director?
the drunk karate
Oh.
zombie.
The cinematographer. The
Yes,
DP.
the conversation between not the cinematographer. No,
Well,
it's
the actor who plays the DP.
Yes, in the movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I
Okay.
meant.
And then him and the director have that conversation about how he's trying to get rid of alcohol.
Right,
And all.
yeah.
Ends up being kind of necessary because
Yes.
lo and behold, he gets trashed the day of. So if you skip all of that and cut out another 15 minutes of this already fairly short movie, honestly, once they start rolling, that's where it gets good for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only parts of the movie that I'm like, and I laughed out loud a few times whenever the you find out that Hoshota puking on Glass's kid
Yes, it was actually
was
a
real
vomit.
puke.
Yeah.
and wasn't planned. And his response, like, what is that liquid?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was legitimately freaking out, which is, I mean, honestly,
was
it's
funny.
It's cinema gold when you can get that kind of reaction
Yeah.
out of an actor. It's legit reaction of, oh my
Yes.
God, this guy really puked on me.
Well, it was
So-
great because the female actress in the film, she didn't, her people didn't want her to get puked on, and she got puked on anyway.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
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 So there's a rumor that that actor who plays the DP was actually drunk
During the thing.
during that scene.
I don't know. So here's the thing.
Method.
Yeah,
Yeah, method
So,
acting.
so here's the thing. So there's a few pieces about this that bug me personally. Supposedly the movie overall is a satire, right? It's a satire of like making films or some shit or high art.
Yeah, it's just the
I don't get that.
satire of just filmmaking in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get that. What I saw was not a satire because if anything, if it was a satire, everyone who's watched this movie has missed the point because it doesn't criticize filmmaking. In fact, it lifts it up. Kyle is going on and on about how great, DIY filmmaking is. So obviously, if it's a satire, we've all missed the mark.
Right.
Right?
I get you.
The second issue that I have is this notion that somehow because they were making it on a budget, it makes it that much better. No, it doesn't. It still makes it kind of shit, actually. And the thing is, the part that I thought was amazing was the very, very end. The credits of the overall One Cut of the Dead, where you watch the actual film crew filming all
the
of
very,
this.
very, very meta part.
And that part, I was like,
of what you actually saw at the very beginning.
yes.
Yeah, it was the behind the scenes of the film crew that was shooting the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of the movie. Yeah.
And when you watch what they're doing, you're like, and that's the way it's done.
Well,
Because they're like,
see, the actors do
Go
that
ahead.
same thing.
yes.
The actors are doing that same thing in the second half of the movie.
They are, but they aren't.
Well-
There's certain things that are cheesed up for the second half of the
Well, yeah,
movie.
they're cheesed up, but they're
Yeah.
still like throwing the mannequins, into a place in
Yes.
the head and all that kind of
That
stuff.
part,
They're
yes.
stacking stuff.
Yes.
I mean, what we saw on, I guess it was like when they're making the film, or the actors are making the film.
Yes.
The behind the scenes, I guess the second step of behind the scenes,
Yeah.
second stage.
Yeah.
This is like almost like an Inception type film where it's a
Yep.
movie within a movie within a movie.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're doing all this staging, and it totally made sense. It made the first half like go, oh, that's why the shot on this girl screaming took so long,
fucking long. Yeah.
because they were having some technical difficulties.
And I did laugh.
and so, to me, it made me appreciate those scenes
Oh no. It
just
made-
because of knowing what was going on in the background.
I'm
and
with you.
that's why I kind of enjoyed the one cut wonder.
I see. Here's the thing. I'm with you. It made me understand
Right.
what happened in the first 37 minutes, but
Yeah.
it didn't make me appreciate it. It made me go, okay, here's the comedy part. These fucking people don't know what they're doing.
Or
that's
just-
the funny part about this.
Or
is-
just it's just things go wrong. I mean, it's live production. You cannot stop.
No, I agree, but
so
it was-
there is no cut until the the very, very end. So you have to improvise, and that whole movie at the very beginning was nothing but improvisation.
yes.
Yeah, and we've all made films, so
Yeah.
we can understand what they're going through.
Exactly.
And we've all done live events.
Yeah, and
We've done-
especially
we've all done live events too, where you can't stop. If
But they're
you,
not-
you stop, it's noticeable.
But they're not really going through it. They did it as a movie. None of this is real. Like the whole first half of the movie, second half of the movie, none of that's real. The only real part is the credits of One Cut of the Dead. The overall last
yeah,
section.
but we're not watching a documentary.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying in terms of trying to appreciate it, it's like, well, but it's done for comedic effect. Like they had an issue where their main actress, the one who didn't show up, the one his wife takes the place of.
Oh, yeah,
Whatever her name was.
But whatever
Yeah,
her name was.
she doesn't show up, but then the wife takes the place. And oh, by the way, the wife has this issue where she becomes too fucking method.
Yeah.
yeah,
Gets lost in the
and
character.
gets lost in her characters. There was funny stuff in that. The reaction of the woman who's the tech. Shit, I forget what happens, but she's just like, oh god, like there's one. It cuts out of nowhere to her, and I was like,
she was like going through the script or something like that, and she was like, "Where is she? I don't understand where she's at."
Yeah,
or
they're
something.
off script.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she said. She said they're improvising.
No, it was later than that. I forget what the scene was, but there was just a part where they hadn't cut to her in a while, and then all of a sudden they just cut to her, and she's like, "Oh no," and then it goes back to the movie. I'm like, it's pretty funny, like out of nowhere, you know. It was just funny.
Yeah, well, like you were saying, when I was watching it, there's these long, weird pauses in the first, the bad film, I'll call it.
Right, yes.
And I was sitting here thinking, like, why are they forgetting their lines? Like, is it this difficult to get this one take thing done?
Yeah.
And so they're just kind of like, okay, we're keeping that, you know?
Yeah.
But it was interesting to go back and see, like you were just saying, Kyle, that that's the reason there was these long pauses, because they were having to read cue cards.
Yes,
There's the crew trying to communicate with them.
It brings up the whole, what do you do for a hobby, or what are your hobbies? It's like that was totally not in the original script.
Yeah,
and they had to improvise because some person got drunk outside.
Yeah.
and the other part with the wife,
Yes.
Nao,
Nao, yeah, Nao,
when she just randomly pops up in the movie, you know, in between the zombie and the girl, and I was like, what the f?
But see,
what was that about?
That's my problem, is that it's just not good. Like, yes, it's fun. The behind the scenes part, again, the second part, funny because you get to watch the ridiculousness of these people trying to make a movie.
Yeah, and how they solve their problems.
But it doesn't make the first part it doesn't make it good.
Well, it's not supposed to be.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't make it good. It makes it.
No, what I'm saying,
if you actually watch the movie and get lost in the movie, you don't know that you're watching them You're watching them make a movie.
Yes.
yeah,
And that's what you're doing.
Okay.
So
and it's
you
you
just
know,
got lost in the movie that way.
and being on a film set, it's almost like you relive your times of trying to make a shot or to do that one take or whatever, and you have to get it right. And if you don't, you improvise. And what's neat about this movie is they actually do show that in a way. They show the audience, they show the executive producers or whatever, the skinny crazy lady that John said that was a witch.
Skeleton lady. Yeah.
Witch woman.
Witch lady.
I love that you thought she was a witch.
But they were watching back at the studio.
Yeah.
And they're watching it and they're enjoying it, and they're like, this
Totally
is great.
oblivious.
Yeah, totally oblivious of what's going on. And then there was one thing where I think it was the take where the chick was on top of the roof screaming, and that super long shot, and they were like,
oh yeah,
why are they stuck on this shot for so long?
This is a little long.
Yeah, this is a little long,
Because I guarantee you that the crew that was making the first film that we were watching, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
After everything was said and done, they didn't stand there and take photos and they were happy. They were like, what the hell, man? They were pissed off that everything went wrong. They weren't happy. That's how, in that world, that's just what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one thing that if you don't make movies, or if you're not in that community or world or whatever, making films is a compromise.
Yeah.
Like every day on the set is a compromise. You have something in your head, you get there, maybe your location is different from what was in your head, so you have to make compromises there. Maybe the weather isn't acting up like you want it, so
Yeah,
you
it's
have to
not
make a compromise
overcast.
there.
Now you have
Exactly.
to make it overcast.
Well,
or something.
there was one shoot that you and I were on, Justin, that we were going to be outside, but it started raining. So we're like, okay, let's move inside. So we're moving inside. We move inside, and then the hydraulic fluid on the crane started leaking.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so we're trying to take that apart and figure out how to do that.
What we should have done is just did a human pyramid.
Exactly.
Right? We should have just done that and called it a day.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good, because when I saw the crane fall and it was on the ground, I'm thinking, oh, that's why the camera was very wobbly
Very
at the
terrible,
very end.
yeah.
Right.
Because they were meaning to crane it, or have a jib or something like that up there, and they couldn't. So
Yeah.
I was thinking they just did a ladder, which they actually really did. They had a guy standing on a ladder, and they just kind of handed the camera over,
Which is how
nice.
you would do it.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have a human pyramid.
but to add comedy to the, I would
You would if you didn't have a ladder.
I would explain this, because if you're not really expecting your jib to break, then you don't have a ladder on standby. I would say this movie starts off bad, gets okay, and then it ends off good.
Yes.
That's
could
that's
agree
how
with
it definitely transitions into a better film at the very end.
Yeah, and I'm with Eddie. I think once they actually get down to broadcast day, to film day,
Yeah.
and they going through the motions, that's when the film gets good for me.
It's the only
Yeah.
thing I can stand.
Totally agree.
Listen, you always go back to rewatchability.
Yeah.
I will not be rewatching this movie.
Yeah, I don't think I would rewatch this too. I've been thinking about this over the last couple days.
Yeah.
Since I watched it. The twist is one of those films it's good on a watch.
Yeah.
But I think it doesn't have rewatchability, basically.
You would just skip the first 45
Exactly.
to 55 minutes
Exactly.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, if you really wanted to watch something about film, a comedy about filmmaking, or just about a film about filmmaking,
I'd watch Living in
general.
Oblivion.
Living in Oblivion is a really good one. Bowfinger
Yeah.
is a really good one. So I mean, there's movies of that caliber that are
Good Lord.
really good movies that is about filmmaking, not this one.
I hated Bowfinger. I'll be honest.
You didn't
I
like it?
didn't
I
like
think it's,
Bowfinger.
I think it's stupid funny.
It's decent.
I don't do stupid funny that
Yeah,
well.
that's true,
I just
yeah.
don't. And I hated Bowfinger. But yeah.
Do you like Ace Ventura When Nature Calls?
Oh God, no.
You know what's funny is I don't actually like it, and yet there's some quotable
you
last
love it.
lines. There's some quotable lines from that
I was
stupid
about to say, like,
movie.
one of my favorite Bowfinger lines is
God.
when she asks him, do you like smashing pumpkins? He goes, oh, I love doing that.
So dumb.
It is dumb.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. I just, I once you know the way that it works, I guess, I don't know. I just feel like you can't, I'd hate the first 37 minutes. So
Oh, so
literally,
would I.
would just skip that. Then there's like, okay, once you know, okay, he gets charged with making the movie, skip that. Like, it's just, I don't know, just so much of it I would just
Yeah.
So let's
jump
talk about
over.
the family dynamic that they
barely touched on, but
that they
said,
hit
sure.
on us.
Yeah.
When they started talking about, I did not like the daughter character in this.
No, she's
She's expendable. and
She
it's-
ended up being somewhat relevant at
But
the
see-
end, because she's an aspiring director, kind of like she's following her dad's footsteps,
Yeah.
right? And they kind of bring that back at the very end, where she's basically directing the show.
she's the one who saves it.
Yeah, she's the one who saves it.
Yeah, I mean, that's there because that works, but if you cut that out, it doesn't change the outlook of the film.
Yeah,
Does that
you
make
could
sense?
easily have one of the technical crew
Right.
just come up
step
with that
in and
idea.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I mean,
could.
the only thing that is a real big thing is the hit at the end, the emotional gotcha with him and his daughter
Yes.
looking at each other at the end. And
Well,
yeah.
they were
the
actually well, the picture was her on top of him, like on
Human
his shoulders,
pyramid.
holding a camera.
Right.
So it was like a human crane at
Yeah.
that point, which they ended up redoing for this film. It was kind of like it sounded like, and it looked like that they've had a falling out for a very long time. Like the whole family dynamic was very broken between the daughter and the father.
Oh, see, I didn't get that.
Because when, I don't know if he was trying to cry, like, because he every time that he had an actor on there, it was like, oh, well, just give me the eye drops or whatever.
All right.
And he was like, well, you can't cry or whatever. And I think he was trying to do that with old photos of him and his daughter did you see that scene where he was in like a room by himself and he was looking
Yeah.
at all these photos with his daughter and like all the past times and everything, and he was being emotionally compromised by all that because the past was good, and now it's kind of rocky, and they don't really have that great of a relationship because she's older, she's ready to do other things, she's ready to move out maybe, but you know, and then at the very end it kind of comes full circle, you know, and they're back together.
Okay. Well,
Tag team movie making.
so those are good points. The scene where he's crying over the photos, I guess I didn't see that family dynamic that you're talking about, or it didn't read that way to me. So that scene felt like out of place to me.
Yeah, because she was kind of distant, like on all the things that he had to say, or whenever he entered a room, she was just like, whatever, I just want to watch TV, or we're not going to watch what you want to watch, I'm going to watch what I want to watch, or whatever.
Yeah, her favorite actor. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
but then when she found out that her favorite actor was in his movie, she was all about it.
Right.
You know, so
I don't know. Let me say it this way.
Yeah.
I saw what you saw.
yeah,
I get where you had a problem, Justin. Let me say it that way, because all of this happens in like 3.5 minutes.
yeah.
Like the
Well, it's a little longer than that, but
It's-
I get your
yeah.
point.
it's
not
like the whole
much.
second half of the, well, not whole second half, but I mean, it is a
It's
pretty
about
big
10
chunk.
minutes, I would say. But
I don't know. The whole second half is only an hour. It's not even an hour.
Nah, it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, the whole second half of the movie is, I think, 56 minutes or something like that, and almost 40 of those minutes is spent filming the movie.
right.
I would have much rather had get rid of the daughter, get rid of the whole family dynamic deal. Had the lady who played the wife actually be the assistant director on the film, to where, because it makes sense that the AD knows the script and knows everything.
Yeah,
Then so she could then step in as a
stand-in.
as a
without
stand-in.
yeah,
And then just pick up at the table read.
Yeah.
Where they're introducing the characters, the actors within the film's personalities.
yeah,
So that the jokes later on you'll understand them.
yeah. I agree. I'm with you guys. I don't think the family is necessary. I think it feels extra in a way that sort of muddles this incredibly short movie. Because if you take out the 37 minutes from the beginning, this movie's 56 minutes long. It's barely
it's like a short film.
It's barely a damn feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's very, very short. So to sit there and be like, we're going to dump 16 extra stories into this really short movie, you're stretching. I watched another movie this week called Creep. It's an hour and 17 minutes long, and it only has 2 actors because it's an
Nice.
hour and 17 minutes long. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I guess that would be considered a short.
they kept it simple.
It depends actually on what
Contest you're
on what
entering.
contest you're entering. Yeah,
Yeah.
So some say 60 minutes, some say 30, some say 35.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the typical is 60 minutes
Yeah,
is
the-
considered
yeah.
a feature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Really?
but it's
I
an
thought
hour.
it was 90. But
No, 60. 60 is pretty standard. But yeah, I mean, it's a feature, but it's just an incredibly short one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they kept it simple. It's 2 guys. They're in like a horror movie together, and they're torturing each other.
right.
Fiend. You know, like it doesn't.
Fiend.
It doesn't need to be.
Is it a French film?
No, but it's But yeah, I mean, they kept it simple. This movie, they were like, we have 56 minutes. How many different storylines can we examine? Like shit.
All of them.
Yeah, right. Not quite. No.
Everyone has a storyline. Kyle, I'm interested to know.
What was this question I was about to ask?
I don't know
You
What-
can ask me later. I know what your question is.
what your reaction was to the sound guy being a sound guy yourself.
Okay.
What your reaction was to the sound guy having to rush out of the filming location and not making it to the porta potty,
Which were never there.
right?
They
And having
didn't,
to,
they
having
didn't
to
have,
use the bathroom in the open.
Yes, I mean, okay, so during the first cut, or the one cut take, he was back there, and I noticed him because he definitely sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, he's
'Cause
just sitting down in the background.
He's a bald guy wearing a yellow shirt. You can't miss him.
And a white headband, like a
Yeah.
sweatband.
Yeah. And I noticed him back there, and I'm thinking, okay, why is this dude just sitting there when there's like legit zombies? Is he just like completely shocked and he can't move
I had the same thought.
or whatever? And so when he tried to escape, I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, you know, he's just terrified and he just wanted to get out of the building. Cool. And then he gets eaten or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when you find out that he had accidentally drank, was it hard water?
Well, yeah, I think he said that he can only drink soft water.
Yeah, because we found that out during the reading, and he had accidentally drank the hard water like right before the show started.
He accidentally drank somebody else's water.
Yeah, which I don't know. It's
whatever.
It's kind of a weird thing, but weird thing to go through.
Yeah, he emailed.
Yes, I emailed about this. which is great.
I think that would have been.
That is a good inside joke.
Yes, I think it was an inside joke because
these are actors.
Exactly. It's like, I emailed.
Yes, I emailed you my request. You know, I only wanted blue M&Ms, damn it. You know, but yeah,
in my writer.
But the scene where he was sitting and shitting his brains out, while
I thought
I thought the makeup artist. That girl should win an Oscar just because putting makeup on a guy that's shitting in the bushes is great, and that's the thing that made me love the whole improvising thing of this guy's taking a crap outside. He still has to put on makeup because he still has a show to put on. You know, I don't know. It was just funny. It was great.
Well, I thought of you when that scene came up immediately.
I did too. I'm like, Kyle's gonna die of laughter.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had a guffaw. Yeah, a guffaw moment.
So do we want to talk budget?
Yeah,
I feel like we're ready.
Yeah, let's talk budget. So I did on IMDb.
Listen.
It's actually in yen.
I'm going to say this, by the way. Whatever it is, I have no doubt in my mind they made like 100 times whatever they put in, because
you'll be surprised about how much this actually costs to make.
No, you couldn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure it can.
I think it was done pro bono. I think they all did it for free.
It was actually 3 million.
Couldn't be more wrong.
It was 3 million yen. Okay?
So what is that, like $8?
Kind of. $27,294.
Yeah, like I said, damn near free. Okay?
That is a damn good budget. I mean, for what you got.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So let me stop you before you go on.
Okay, go ahead.
So when I said you couldn't be more wrong that they did it for free,
yeah,
a lot of the actors actually paid to be in the movie.
Oh, interesting. So that's why the budget was so low.
They crowdfunded.
Yeah, so my note that I have here, it says most of the cast paid money to be in the movie, at least initially, because this was a final product of an acting and directing workshop.
Oh,
nice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
Let me just say, that makes sense. Because it feels like a shitty student film. That's what it feels like.
Oh, okay.
Not all these, professional actors that are well known and stuff like that.
It's not even the actor. Listen, I can deal with shitty acting. I will give you shitty acting all day long. If the rest
wiping
of the
blood
film,
off of a camera lens, that's where you have a problem.
No, but that's what I was going to say. As long as the rest of your film kind of like maintains some modicum of respect for itself, I'm down. But there's none of that in this. Half the movie feels like it was literally put together by, I don't know, some dude breaking his back and dropping the camera, and then his understudy grabbing the camera 4 minutes later to run with it.
Yeah, that part.
So how much did it make?
How much did it make?
So yeah, the actual gross worldwide was $27.5 million.
Like I said,
awesome.
Yeah, 27,000.
It was.
Wait, I said 100 times. Is that 100 times?
Just about.
Yeah, I got
27,000. Was it 27,294?
27,294 times 100.
Is it 27 million?
Oh no, 2.7 million. It'd be 1,000 times more.
1,000 times more.
Yeah.
So
Damn it, I was
still crazy.
So close.
But okay, so going
just
back
1
to
0. That's all.
Going back to the whole crappy camera angles and stuff like that, or the handheld stuff.
Sure.
So this was made for TV, and what it actually was supposed to do is it's supposed to start out with professional. It's on a tripod at the very beginning. The camera is, right? But then once they're actually real zombies, that's when really everything just goes to shit. And it's supposed to have that realism of, okay, the film crew is being attacked by zombies.
Yeah, but
like real legit zombies.
But hold on. They weren't on a tripod ever.
Yeah, they were at the very beginning.
No, not at all. Because even that conversation where the three of them are having that conversation and it's static, the damn camera is still doing this. still floating.
No.
And I'm like, what the hell? Like, they
It's-
couldn't even find a tripod
It's
for
on
that
on a
moment?
tripod for the very first scene
Okay.
of when the girl is being
Attacked. Weirdly. Yeah.
yeah
okay.
with an axe.
Okay.
That's a tripod scene. And then once they cut, that's when everything goes handheld.
Okay. Okay. Well,
But yeah.
so no Oscars? There's no Oscars discussion, Justin?
No, we do that at the top of the show, and we didn't do it because
Well,
there is no
here's
Oscars.
here's kind of the weird thing. It was IMDb has it set as 2017, right?
But it came out in 2004.
What? But the opening weekend in the U.S. was September 15th, 2019.
Well, yeah, because it opened in
Yeah, because it opened in Japan first.
Japan.
You know what's interesting though? The major twist in this movie. It's kind of cool that they've been able to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
Since 2017.
Okay,
Really?
I think it's like a running joke.
Maybe.
Like Arthur P., I don't know you, but my guess is that you were like, haha, Eddie, in this case me, I hate talking in the third person, but fuck it. Eddie's going to hate this because he's going to turn it on and it's going to be a shitty zombie movie. And then at the end, I'll warm his cold heart with
With
the
a cool
comedy.
island song.
Yeah, with the comedy at the end of this movie. You kind of sort of hit your mark a little bit with the second half, Arthur. But the first half, I'll kill you if I see you.
No, it's wrong.
Well,
And
so
he won't kill anybody.
the Rotten Tomatoes on
Again.
this. Yeah.
Not going back to jail, damn it.
The Rotten Tomatoes on this. So the audience gave it an 86%.
Because they saw it for what it is. That's what I think. They're not looking for a masterpiece of filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
They're watching it just to enjoy what they're seeing.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And
That's
I
how I
think
felt with the Human Centipede too. You know what I mean? I was just like, whatever. I'm not going to look at Human Centipede 2 and 3. Same thing. Whatever.
I mean, look at the Saw
whatever you
movies.
put on the screen.
The Saw movies are even
The
more
Saw,
terrible.
Saw 1 is fairly complex.
Yeah, it's a
Saw-
good movie.
Saw 1 is
But
complex,
then
yes.
after what, the Saw 39?
Spiral, I think, is the latest one. Yeah, Spiral
Oh, they
is
don't
not,
have numbers now?
Spiral
They
is not good. I've seen
Yeah.
Spiral, not
They're
good.
like
Yeah.
Mac OS
Mac OS Spiral
names.
They're on version 2.7.
They just stopped doing numbers and they just started doing California cities.
Saw Mavericks.
Yes.
Y'all laugh, but I'm totally looking forward to Furious 32.
Fast and Furious 32.
Well, you saw that in, I guess, entertainment news is that The Rock is no longer a part of the franchise.
Well, 'cause
He dropped out.
Because of his beef with Vin Diesel.
Oh, is it?
Because they hate each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just read the headline. I didn't,
That's why
I don't
Jason
care to-
Statham apparently. Listen, I hate the Fast and Furious thing, but the fact that these two guys, these two muscle-bound pansies, hate each other as much as they do is so. I will kick your ass out of the.
The Rock
it's
is
so
in
funny.
Fast and Furious?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
In like, I think he comes in like 7.
Oh, yeah, because I'm like, I would.
Yeah, because he was replaced in this last one, in the latest one with John Cena, right?
I don't know about John Cena. I know Jason Statham joins it and becomes Shaw, I believe.
No.
So you've got Hobbs and Shaw,
Yeah, I'm
and there's
pretty
an
sure-
offshoot movie.
Yeah,
Oh, dear God.
I'm pretty sure the part of the premise of 9 is Vin Diesel is brothers with John Cena's character.
Is Vin Diesel his brothers?
Yeah, in the film.
What? Vin Diesel's like African, American, Mexican, whatever, Italian in the movies. How is or Hispanic, right? I don't know what the fuck it. No, exactly. Nobody knows.
I don't know.
He can play
I
any
haven't
character.
watched the film,
But then John
or
Cena,
any of them is fair.
Yeah,
Well, fair enough,
I'm
but
like
John's-
the only person in the world that hasn't watched any of the Fast
well,
and Furious
his sister in the first movie anyway is very obviously Hispanic of some kind, and then you've got Vin Diesel who is Italian.
He can be
I
adopted.
don't know.
Moroccan. He's
Anyway.
Moroccan, I think.
Look,
when
John
did this-
Cena can be adopted.
When did this become
It's
a
fine.
commission movie for Fast
I
and
know.
Furious?
That's
If you
what's-
want us to watch Fast and Furious,
Commission
you know,
it.
you can actually go on to screwriot.net.
You know, it'd be
good.
really cool. You
Another
could-
movie you can torture
You could
me with.
commission the entire series one at a time.
Oh, it'll take you a while, but it'll be worth it.
It's the fastest 8 seconds of your life. Really? It was 4 minutes long. What the fuck is going on here? Jesus.
Well, so for One Cut of the Dead, the critic score
Oh,
Don't say it.
100%.
hell
Nice.
yeah! Was there one critic, and it was from Japan, and it was actually the person who made this?
No, it's actually 91 reviews.
Wow,
Listen.
So that's pretty high, actually.
that is pretty high. So I guess that means all 91 scored at 100%.
100%. Yeah, it'd have to be if it's averaged.
See, they're looking at true filmmaking, Eddie.
No, what I think it is. I fucking hate you sometimes. What I think it is a running joke. It's a whole bunch of people. You know what it is? It's Doji Coin. That's what this is. It's a whole bunch of people getting together. It's a whole bunch of people getting together and being like, listen, this is shit. But what do you say we make it number 1 on IMDb?
Oh, jeez.
Like, let's just do
So
that.
it's a conspiracy.
Let's just do it.
Right.
Yeah, because why not? Because explain to me why Dogecoin is back down to like 18 cents in value right now.
Because that's what crypto does.
No, it's because
You got to buy the dip, Eddie.
it's because Elon Musk and all those other guys made their money and got the fuck out of it, and now all of us losers who still own the coin are just watching our value tank.
Probably.
I don't-
That's what's going to happen with this movie.
Probably.
I don't own
Same
any.
thing.
Sounds pretty bitter over there. Eddie.
Well, does anybody want to kick us off and
Kyle
start
does.
the screenwrite scoring?
Number
10.
10
Just
over
10.
here. Yeah,
No.
go ahead. Number 10 over here. Go ahead. With
No.
a bullet.
in all seriousness, I mean this movie is made to entertain. Hopefully, you can get past the first 37 minutes.
It's rough.
It is rough.
I'll be honest.
It is rough seas ahead. Bat down the hatches. You're in for a rough ride. But if you make it past it, congratulations, because now you're actually watching a movie. This movie, I didn't stop it, but I was like, okay, we're just gonna go through this. But it's one of those, you grab a bunch of friends and you watch it and you have fun and you laugh and it's over. But after it's over, it's over. Like you said before, rewatchability, nah. But I would recommend having somebody watch this that's kind of into those quirky, out there movies. Mm-hmm. If they're definitely wanting to watch something that they've never seen before, or if they're just like kind of done with all the Fast and Furious, movies.
Have you seen all the Fast and the Furious? One cut of the day.
Hey, watch this. It's in Japanese.
You honest, it's obvious you hate shit. You like shit movies.
If you
Here's
like,
one cut of the day.
if you like Tokyo Drift, here, watch this.
That's the best.
So,
pitch.
supposedly Tokyo Drift is the best one out of the whole series.
Oh,
That's the best pitch for a movie. Did you like all the Fast and the Furious?
Here's one cut of the day.
hey. But okay. So I'm gonna score this.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna score this. It's gonna be high. It's gonna be a 4.9 for me.
Really?
Okay. You got my respect back. I was so waiting for an 8.8.
No.
I'm like,
It's definitely
Kyle,
not that high. No,
Kyle, man.
That's what I thought he was going to
Yeah,
get.
that's what I thought he was going to
I'm
go.
like, Kyle, come on, man.
no. 4.9 is definitely a very high score for this. And,
Okay.
and that's I think what it deserves.
John?
See, I disagree. I disagree. I really like the film. Again, the first act is not good. It's really not good. But I did laugh. I was finding humor in it because we watch B movies and we laugh, right? That's kind of another thing we do. And the second act is not very good either, but it's better. The third act is pretty spot on. I really like that third act. My tagline for this film, we actually work with a director, and if he's listening, he'll appreciate this. He always says, pain is temporary, film is forever. Well, this tagline for this film needs to be death is temporary, film is forever. Death is temporary, film is forever, because the director just says, keep on filming.
Yeah.
Just keep on filming. Don't ever stop, right? So actually, I am going to give this film an 8.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
An 8 for John.
Hold on.
I like it.
Hold on. So here's what we re-listen to. We re-record this and we watch as Kyle sticks his hand up John's spine and uses him like a puppet and goes and speaks like and throws his voice.
You wouldn't even like that being filmed because it would be
There's
weird.
no fucking way. Okay, go
like
ahead,
Eddie,
go ahead.
you're
Justin.
next. Let's
No,
go.
I'm not. Justin.
You haven't heard mine.
I haven't. Here comes a 12 out of Justin. Holy Christ!
Turn it up to 11.
No, so yeah, like we've been saying, the first film, the first 37 minutes is atrocious. It's not even one of those bad movies that I enjoy watching to laugh at. Right?
Yeah,
it's not,
we
it's
definitely
not
like some
that.
bad movies.
Okay.
It's just not even laughable. and like I said, I don't like the daughter character. The whole family dynamic, it didn't click with me. That whole act 2 just was sluggish. It did pick up in the third act. That's when I started liking the movie more. I didn't laugh at it. I didn't really find it funny. I don't know. It was entertaining for sure, and I did enjoy seeing how all of the mistakes from the movie was played out in the third act.
Right.
I did like to see that.
Everything's just started to make sense.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, everything paid off.
Right.
So that was good. I'm gonna give this a 5.5.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously, John over there has been spreading the stash a little bit. I'm just kidding him, John. I would never.
Well, he
make
did.
fun of
He
you like
did
that.
have a movie. What is it? Not sports enhancing drug. It's a movie enhancing drug.
Oh, alcohol.
While he was watching it, I don't know if his score is disqualified.
No, I had
Or-
I had a glass of wine. I
don't know.
did not have a. I did not
You
have
know-
like
you know
like a bottle of
that stupid
of
Experian
151. You know,
Boost commercial that's going around. Where you could
50. That's another one, by the way. Do you like getting smashed during the day? Do you
watch
drink?
One Cut of the Dead.
Do you like the taste of gasoline?
Do you drink more than you possibly should? Do you find that alcohol makes everything better than watch One Cut of the Dead?
Hell
Like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
All right, Eddie, bring it home.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Okay, so you said I stopped it at 8 minutes. I did stop it at 8 minutes. I also then went back and tried to watch it again, and then I stopped it at 17 minutes. Then I tried to watch it again and stopped it at 22 minutes. Then I tried to go back and watch it again and stopped it at 26 minutes.
So you're almost there, man.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
It was that hard for me to watch. Between the shaky camera work and all the other shit, I couldn't do it. The second act was better. I'm agreeing with you guys completely on that.
Yeah.
Once they make it into the quote unquote real world, it's better. And then the best, obviously, that this film is going to offer up starts with basically 30 minutes left of the movie.
Yeah.
That
When they're refilming it. Yeah.
I went back and looked at the video just now, and it starts 1:02 is where it starts being watchable.
Okay.
Right?
An hour and 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with 33 minutes left on the clock, that's including credits, by
Right.
the way.
Yeah.
That's when the movie becomes watchable. I just can't score that 30 minutes of a movie is all that I'm really enjoying out of. I mean, it's not even a third. It's not
Yeah.
even a third of the movie.
Well, I mean, I think you have to think of it as a whole, though, because
You're right.
That 30 minutes only makes sense with the beginning 37 minutes.
Totally. No, totally. So my score starts with a third because that's what it only goes down from there, Justin.
Okay.
Stop talking. The score's going to get lower.
So I will say this: I did laugh. I laughed probably 4 or 5 times in the last act. That I found it funny. I find it weird. I find it very weird that it's in horror at all. Like I get that the first 37. I get
It's
that
more
it's a horror.
comedic.
Yeah, I get that it's a horror movie, and that's the only reason I can come up with is that they were shooting a horror movie. So I guess the people who were doing the genre, they were like, well, it's kind of got 2 movies in it. The first movie, the 37 minutes, is a horror movie, so it's horror. And then from then on, it's comedy.
See, they did the same thing that the movie did.
You're
They
right.
said, "Hey, this is a horror movie," and they did a bait and switch.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm confused by the genreing on this, but it doesn't matter.
Act 3, documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Anyway, so that would have been fucking hilarious. Had it been a horror comedy documentary, you'd be like, what?
And they start shooting it like The Office.
They might as well have, yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I did laugh a few times. 1.8.
One. Was it that hard to get out?
Very strained.
I
eight, wasn't it?
really want to say a 1.4, but I'll go 1.8 because
Okay.
there was definitely some laughs. I think it's better than The Devil's Reign because The Devil's Reign took itself seriously. This movie seems to realize it's full of shit. So at least then I can respect that. And I do kind of, there's a piece of me that likes the whole meta on meta thing. I appreciate that as well. So yeah, I'll give it that. I think that's a fair score from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, then the Screen Riot score of One Cut of the Dead comes out to be 5.1.
See?
Wow.
I'm pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Between Justin and I.
That is,
Yeah.
that's an average movie.
Yeah.
It can only be more average. Or,
I think 5.1 is a really good score for this film.
Okay, now that the scores are done, let's be honest with each other. This is not an average movie.
No, I
There's
think
no way.
No.
If
No,
you put
I
this
think
up
it's better
against-
than average.
Oh God! If you put this up against,
really like it.
It
If
actually
if
is.
if you compare it to another, if you compare it to a film that's been polished and,
Yeah,
and all that,
yes.
yeah, it's going to fail miserably.
okay,
But if you're looking at it on its own,
yeah,
which is it's kind of similar. This whole scoring system reminded me of the Congress, where I really liked the Congress.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all did not.
no. I was in the middle on that one. I was like, I think I was even higher than Kyle for the
Well, I didn't
Congress.
say
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah,
specifically.
Okay,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
said y'all.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, their score was much lower.
I
than
wasn't
that
attacking you like our commissioners are.
no, John.
one. God, I got a target on my back.
Yeah, you do.
Looks like the Wheel of Fate.
I was about to say that.
better watch out, Buster.
So no, and I agree with you. But I would say even up against other, like I'll give you a great example. Another indie film, the Safety Not Guaranteed movie that we watched, right? Mm-hmm. Both of them had low budgets, not as low as 27 grand, but I mean
I
they
don't
were
think
both
the characters wanted to pay to be in it either.
probably not. But to me, if I'm putting those two movies up and I'm like, hey, they're both indie films, they're both low budget films, watch them and rate them. Personally, I can rewatch Safety Not Guaranteed. I don't think I could. I honestly
Right.
could never watch this movie again. Like,
No,
I
I
do
won't
it.
watch it again.
Yeah, I just can't do
Yeah.
it. So
Unless
It's a one and done.
unless I'm watching it with someone who's never seen it before, that I
See,
think will enjoy it.
my problem is I ended up fucking spoiling it for them.
Well, yeah, because you
you
don't
just-
know how not to talk.
Yeah,
Well, that
don't
and
stop talking.
That and as soon as they go to get up, I'm like, no, wait, it's gonna change completely in like 14 minutes.
They're not real zombies. Oh crap! I just
Wait,
spoiled
hold on,
it.
the guy just shit himself. Oh, wait, you don't know that yet. Like,
Well, he's
running outside.
Watch that guy. Watch that guy. He's important.
and so our listeners know every movie conversation with Eddie begins with, "Oh, hey, did you see this?" No, I haven't seen it. Are you planning to see it? Because I really want to talk about it.
that's a
true.
good point.
That is
Yeah,
true.
you're not wrong. Okay, I forgot one more thing that I hate, by the way,
See, he just keeps
about this
going,
movie. Well, there's just
going,
one. There's
going.
one thing
Sorry.
we didn't cover. The
Energizer Bunny.
The rest of the zombies I could handle. The karate zombie thing was fucking annoying.
The actor who is the DP.
The DP, he
That
kept
was
doing
actually
the
quite
karate
funny.
moves things. I couldn't.
Well, and I'll tell you what was
No.
going through my mind.
It was Weekend at Bernie's.
Because every zombie acted different.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, is this some other rehashing of how zombies work?
He's
Like,
just
is this
trying to be
okay?
the Jackie Chan of zombies.
Well, yeah, it's like you got karate zombie, and then you've got nerd zombie, and
Karate
like
zombie.
and
What is nerd zombie? Karate zombie makes sense.
the nerd
What is
the nerd zombie's the one with the no arm and
Protractor?
the
But
glasses.
he's saying like, what's a
Protractor.
nerd zombie do? Is this?
Yeah,
point.
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one other
he
thing
does
too.
what the armless one does.
Was anybody else like super confused whenever she was in the shed and the zombie walks right up to her
I totally forgot about that scene.
and
Kind
then
of.
nothing happens?
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Yeah,
I was
that
like-
didn't make sense at all.
What? And that's what made me think too that whenever like I was like, is the cameraman in this or are they not in this? And then
yeah.
it kept flipping. I don't know. It just bugged me. Anyway, I already
Yeah.
gave it a 1.8. I'm fine. I already took a shit on it. There you go,
Eddie-
Arthur
Eddie
P.
has spoken.
Arthur P. Enjoy it. There's your score for One Cut of the Dead. I don't give a shit what these guys say. It's a 1.8. It's a
Nah.
fucking garbage.
Well, One Cut of the Dead.
I
I had
appreciate
fun.
you.
I had fun.
It was an entertaining watch.
Yes,
I
it
recommend watching it at least once.
Do me a favor. Put up a commission that's actually worth watching, Arthur. Come on, do that for me. But listen, I feel like you have.
This was actually worth watching.
Yeah, it
I
was
think-
worth
I think it was worth watching.
I think it was
once.
good.
Let me say this though. I feel like he has. I just feel in my bones that he's got a good list of movies that we would probably like because I think he's put up stuff whenever we do the end of season.
Oh yeah.
What's it called?
The season finale.
The season finale
Yeah.
pick. I think he's put up some movies, and there's been 2 or 3 that he's put up that I'm like, ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good chick or a good pick. Like I'm like, yeah, come on. Other than Japanese girl running upstairs, that by the way could have been the name of this movie. Japanese girl runs upstairs. Anyway, go
That would
ahead.
have had a totally different audience.
Yes, it would have.
All right,
you
bring
still
us
would
home.
have.
Well,
You
anyway.
still would have watched.
Yeah. Justin for the win.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, bring us home.
Well,
Okay.
anyway, thank you, Arthur P., for commissioning this 5.1 movie. If you want to commission, just like I said before, go to screenriot.net, go to support, and you can find out how you can commission your own movie. And hopefully Eddie won't take a crap on it.
Like the sound guy.
Like the sound guy. Good Lord.
Bracing myself now, drinking hard water. We're good to go.
So we hope you enjoyed this special episode of Screen Riot. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and all this stuff, and visit our website, check everything out. We got some cool little blog posts too that John does, some little extended blog thought. What are they called?
Reviews?
Extended thought blog. That's what we're calling them.
Extended thought blogs?
Whatever they're called.
I don't think so. I don't think that was what the
need
committee
to,
decided.
We need to find a name for that.
Yes,
How
we
about
do.
extended reviews? Isn't that fine?
Sure, that's fine.
Sure.
Extended
Go
thought
check out the
blogs.
blog posts there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening.
See you guys.
Later.
See ya.